Hey riders, here we go. Colin back at home again now. Inside Cycling World here, folks. Um, Let me just get set up here. I wanted to do this quickly because I sent out that quick live this morning. Don't know why my phone turns me sideways, even though I was holding it sideways the whole time. Maybe it just defaults to that. Let's get right into it, folks. What are we talking about today? I'm going to show you what we're talking about today, bros. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Gravel race time. Southern Alberta, out into the foothills. Such a cool event. So it's called the Hurton Albertan, as in you're a hurt Albertan, you're beat up. Hurton Albertan 575, 575 kilometers long. This race hasn't been ran since 2017. Last one by Dean Anderson. I remember that race. I think it was in August, and it was sweltering hot. Just brutally hot. Lot of attrition through the heat, I believe, back then. So it was a really fun race, and it's just nothing's happened. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm in the studio right now. This is where I do all my bike stuff. You can see my bike right here. These are my handlebars right here. Seats right back here. The bike's green. I do all my inside training on a green cyclocross bike, so therefore it's turning gray with the green screen on. But yeah, so that's where I do it all. Kind of just use the bike handlebars here. You can see the very top of them right here, just to kind of lean over on. So yeah, got out nice and early this morning. Barely made the start with 2 minutes to go. We got 8 riders in it. So what we're going to do here is, let's get right in there, folks. Let's get in. Let's talk about the riders first. And we're going to see if we can do a little refresh here. I think this is really fun. So first off, where did the race start? Where are we in the world? If you're watching from somewhere overseas, you just love gravel racing, all stuff, we are on trackleaders.com, so I guess I'm just going to say thank you to them in advance for all the data that they provide us. Let's just zoom out a little bit here. You'll see where we are. Boom, there we are, folks. British Columbia, Alberta, you know the rest. Greatest country on the planet, Canada. And so I'm located in Alberta. And I've been thinking about this for a while. You guys know I do a ton of race commentary. See all this rumply bumply looking stuff here? All that stuff? There's gravel races galore happening in this part of the world. And I've just never really got my butt out there to do them. And by do them, I mean probably race videos. I really like covering the races. The one I did this morning, quick 10 minutes, live on location. Really rough, really raw. I need a better camera with better stabilization. But I like doing them live like that. I'm just winging it as I go. It's what I'm good at. So let's just zoom in here. Check out the Hurton Albertan 575. This course is very similar to the last one. So basically it started, I believe last time it started in Bicyker, which is a small town right over here. This is Bicyker right here. Why is the name not popping up? But that is Bicyker. And it followed roughly the same route out here. This is that Wipers area I was telling you about. This is the Wipers area. And so does a big loop. I call it kind of like a squished figure eight, if you want to call it, because it does kind of touch close to again and then spin out the other way. This morning we started in Airdrie here. Started in Airdrie. Let's see what I can do here. Can I change the view to topo maps or something? Terrain? Nope. Outdoor? Nope. I guess we're stuck with this for now. Let's go with that. See what we get showing up here. I like the other one better. I guess I'm lying. I didn't like the other one better. There's nothing to see there. Cycle? Yeah. Okay, we could do this one. Yeah, we could do this one. Yeah, let's just use this one here. Yeah, I don't like that one either. I wonder, maybe it was landscape. Terrain. Must have been terrain. Yeah, terrain's better. This is what I'm used to looking at. Obviously, the Rocky Mountains are here. Here's beautiful Banff and Canmore. This part of the world right here. If you're an outdoor adventure nut, it's all here. Everything you want is right here. This is the place to be. If you're into biking, mountain biking, skiing, snowboarding, all that stuff, it's all right here, folks. Yeah, boom, right here. This is where I live. Actually, if you're interested, I live, let's see how quickly we can do this right here, folks. Boop, boop, boop. There's the correction line. Uh, I live, oh, my road doesn't show up. 1, 2, I live 27.3 and 31.0. I live right here. That's where I live, folks. Come track me down, bring me gifts. I'll let you stay the night if you bring me a bottle of booze. How about that? So, hometown's kind of old. Used to have a job in downtown Calgary right here. This is the oil and gas hub of Canada. It's all been changed now. Guys like me, we're not needed anymore. So, I guess we've been put out to pasture. Yeah. Anyways, a lot of talking. Let's get rocking, folks. Current situation. Let's talk about the riders. So, what I did this morning, I made the start with 2 minutes to go. There were some people sitting there, obviously what I would call like handlers. I asked some people afterwards. I met 3 people there: Sonia, Alex, and tall dude with dark hair. Super friendly people. I said, "Hey, you guys handlers?" And I'm like, "Well, that's kind of a dumb question because you don't know what a handler is." I think they did. Handler's a term from my dog sled days. So when you do distance races, you'd have a handler. They were like basically the only person that could help you out on the trail. At the checkpoint, they could lead your team in. Sometimes other people could. It all depended what was going on. They kind of are handlers. They're supporting people that are here. Maybe just did a drive out here with them. So what we did when we left this morning is we headed north. I raced ahead and got to Crossfield. So this corner right here, this is where I was standing in that really rough looking video. Actually, I was right here. The train tracks are in between. This is where they were all turning left. I was standing at this gas station right here. Crossfield's a really neat town. If you're ever in the area, check it out. Check out this railway street. Every town around here has a railway street. They changed it to a different name after a while. They shoot a lot of movie sets right here. Right on this old looking town right here. So this is the same. They came up through here last time as well, I believe. On the 2017 route. Going through the riders, though, let's just talk about them here. We've got, why don't we have a look at them? We got Robin. Ooh, that name, dude, is tough. Robin Cabanach Bocher. Andy Ward. Michael Reed. Cody Hodgen. Yeah, Cody Hodgen. Dave Waff. I'm going to say Waff. He might just say wow. Wow. The GH again. I just recently commented on film, did a video over the weekend or last week, sorry. His name is Ray McCoffey. You might know him as Tactical Watts on YouTube. Check him out, dude. His name's got the GH as well, so I was like, McCoffey? I think that's his name. We've got Jeff Dick here, Dean Anderson, so I know Dean. Actually met him for the first time in real life today, and by met him, I mean I was yelling at him out of my car window. And we got Saba here. So 7 dudes, 1 lady out there. Yep, 7 plus 1. So there's only 8 brave souls that took this on. Yeah, I can see why. It's been raining all day, cloudy. It hasn't been downpours, but just enough to kind of keep you wet. But man, it's not slowing them down at all. So I traveled all along here with them. Kind of cutting across fields. At one point, I had to completely backtrack because I think it was, I know where it was. Was it at the part? There's a little part where you go back. I wish we could have more detail here. I'm going to go Google Maps at this point. I'm in the right spot, and I want to talk about this for a second. Crossfield is over to the east here of the map. There's these 2 little, these little ponds that come together here. And I did record. So what I did too is after that live, I've recorded a bunch of video. In the end, I'll put it all into a video, but I still want to do lives along the way so you guys know what's going on out there. Just some thoughts I had. Check this little place out here. It's called Near. This was a town back in the day. This was a town in Alberta. Doing this drive just got my brain thinking so much about all the cool stuff I can do. I've lived in the area since 1979. General Greater Calgary area. I've never been down these roads in my life. So really cool seeing these like kind of forgotten little places. Like this is just a name for an area now, Near. I've never heard anyone say, yeah, I'm heading out to Near. There must have been like a general store here back in the day. Maybe there was an old rail track somewhere, maybe a post office, something like that. We took this, we were heading south, took the right, came down through these little ponds. This was really scenic through here. Even though we're at a bad time of year for scenery, everything's still brown. Nothing is budded yet. We get frost at night, pretty much every night. I cruised down this road here, and yeah, it might be hard for me to figure out where. Oh yeah, we came up, and then Simons Valley again. That was Simons Valley Road there. It got to a spot where it said the road may be impassable. And I'm thinking, yeah, oh, right here. Here's the turn on Simons Valley Road. And yeah, this doesn't look right to me. We got to a point where it said the road may be impassable. Definitely impassable, especially in a loaner car from the dealership. Messages coming in again as usual. I thought it was right here. There must have been a little bend further back that I'm missing. Simons Valley Road's very busy road in the area. Yeah, I'm shocked I can't figure out where I am right now. Let me just see. Yeah, I expect the chat to be dead today. Oh, and I got to change this up, don't I? We are not in a Zwift Team Time Trial right now. Anyways, folks, yeah, they are absolutely flying out there. I stopped and talked to one rider. I don't want to give a strategy away. I said, dude, what's your strategy here, man? And he doesn't know me. Super nice guy. And again, yeah, the three people I met in the morning, they were so nice to me. They were so friendly. Tall guy, forget his name. I'm really bad when I first meet people with their names. Once I know your name, I know it. Alex, she just became a veterinarian 2 days ago. Sonia, she looks like she rides her bike a lot. She's a total outdoor rider. She said, I can barely last 20 minutes riding a bike inside. Like I was telling her that there's a dude I know. He's doing a double virtual Everesting this weekend. Double virtual Everesting. Think about how long that's going to take him. I think he's got planned, I don't even remember what it was. I think it's a 30-hour ride he's doing. All inside, dying on his bike. So yeah, they were super friendly to me. I said, I'm doing this. Try to put something together, get some more exposure. I think having it this time of year is perfect. Like there's nothing else really going on right now. Later on in the year, things get a lot busier. This is a really good, I don't want to call it a training route, but you can put some good miles on early in the year. These roads are well traveled. You're not getting too far out into bear country where it's going to get crazy out there. And it's a tough route too. It's 575 kilometers, a ton of climbing. Most of the gravel's in the back end. So let's take a look. Yeah, this is good here. So I'm just trying to get my thoughts together here for you. There's a little place called Botrel. Where would it be on this map? I'll find it on this map for you. Botrel, Alberta. There's nothing there. Here we go, folks. Race came right by it. I think we went up 43. I believe so. I never actually got to see Botrel, or maybe we were just over to one side of it. This is all on video. I think I realized that my mic was off on my phone. How do I turn my mic off on my phone? Like, how is that possible? And I pulled over, stopped at an intersection. I got to figure out where it was. There's Crossfield. Oh, I need some roads highlighted or something on here. That's the 766. I'm looking for the 22. This is probably the 22 right here. There's the 22 right there. Botrel. Yeah, that might make sense now. Yeah, that makes sense. I remember that part distinctly. So it would have been when I got right here. I pulled up. I'm on my phone. And I'm like looking for track leaders, you know, okay, where are they? Were they already? I looked out of the corner of my eye, and here comes a dude up the hill. And it was Robin. Call him Robin CB for now. Mr. CB was just coming up that hill there. I'm like, dude, I think you're in first place. Right? Because I was like so shocked to see someone there. And shortly thereafter, within probably a minute, Andy Ward came by. I yelled out, "Are you Andy?" "Yeah, I'm Andy." Super nice guy. And then after that would have been Michael Reed. These three were all riding really close together, and I gotta tell you right now, they were flying. Because I kind of sat there for a second, recording some video, some thoughts on the fly. Again, that's coming in a video later I'll put together. I don't know how good this is going to turn out, but I'll do my best I can. And once I got driving again, it took me quite a while to catch up with them. Like, quite a while. This section here was quite hilly going through here. It's hard to tell from this. I wonder if we can put a terrain map on. How about a topo map? How about my topo right here? You could see there's lots of these little ridges here. So where I would have bumped into them here, actually Betrel was up there, but the whole area is Betrel. You could see these little ups and downs, you know, so we're going to be going through a low there, climbing up here, all downhill here, and then we're crossing the contour lines here. At this point here, we're climbing all the way. We cross one contour line there, two contour lines there. You could tell there's a little bit of a ridge here, another ridge here right over the top. Climbing, 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 downhill again. Now you're going down the contours, climbing all the way back up. Like, there's just a ton of climbing. This point here, we quickly bomb downhill, quickly back up, connect on to kind of more of a major road. Hey, there's the dog pound. I guess we got close to the dog pound, and it's another little place out here. So that front group was Robin CB, Andy Ward, Michael Reed. What I managed to do was follow them, and I did follow them. I had a little chat with Michael Reed. I followed them all the way to Water Valley here. Did they actually come up right through Water Valley? Oh, maybe they did. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, I know what happened. So when I was here, I passed Michael Reed. I said, dude, I got to get ahead. I want to get to Water Valley. It's a place I know really well. They got a really cool old the Water Valley Saloon there. Pretty Wild West back in the day. It's kind of got a little bit more rich people from the city moving out, maybe making it a little bit too whatever now. But out in this part of the world, I used to train sled dogs a lot. My buddy did the Iditarod in 1996, 1998, 2000. And I used to help him train his team out here. He lived just off Horse Creek Road, which is somewhere out here. I could probably pinpoint it. So I scooted ahead. I knew Adam Ward was riding solo. Just ahead of him was Robin. Right by the Winchell Lake Estates here. You can see the Winchell Coulee here, they call it. These are the Winchell Lake Estates. Just some houses that are like way out in the middle of nowhere there. I guess all those little black dots are houses. Let's go back to this aerial photo. Oh, that's terrible. Landscape. You guys like that? Ooh, I hate that. That's terrible. Terrain. We'll go back to the terrain here. Refresh. Here, I'll give it a refresh like this. Okay, here we go. I'll find it quick. They're just these two little skinny, fingery looking lakes here. All connected together in this one, but they're separated. I caught the two of them here. They were then riding together. And so they rode together all the way. I caught them here, passed them. They were going on a little bit of a climb. I stayed on this Jack Ebby trail. Now I know what happened because I'm like, I'm going to race ahead, get to Water Valley. Took some video for you here. That'll be in the later video. And then I thought I'll scoot over here, knowing that I got to get way back to Olds town that's 45 minutes away to pick up the dogs and the groomers. I took some footage over here. On the way back, I'm like, I got to get going now. I found them on this stretch here. And I'm like, okay, did they go to Water Valley for a quick snack? Nah, they got turned off there. That's what they were doing. They got turned off here, heading back east for a mile. Then they're going to head west. So I would have seen them right here. Gave them a little wave and off they go. So those two were together at that point. Now, if we just take a little look at the map here, what do we got going on? I'm just going to say this. I'm going to say refresh every 60 seconds. And we got Robin here. Nice big smile on his face. Robin. So I did see Robin at the very beginning by Betrel. That would have been him flying along. What's he riding? He's got a Jackalope Velociraptor TI. Titanium, maybe, I guess. He's from Beasley, which I think this is the guy that's from Nelson. I think so. Guys, not really super up to date with the gravel world. I watch every video I can about it, and I think there needs to be more. That's why I want to do some race commentary. It gives me a lot of ideas. So if you guys ever see this video, let me know what you're up to. Let me know what you think would be a good race that I could get to see, to get some footage, because there's just not enough support of this stuff. So Robin currently right now is at, he's just almost about 101 miles. Looks like he's got about an 8-mile lead over Andy Ward now. So remember, they were together for a while. They left Water Valley together. So in this part of the world right here, Water Valley, this stretch here, they were riding side by side. So someone stopped and had a break. Maybe someone put in a little bit of a dig. There's quite a bit of climbing back here. Take a look at the profile on the bottom. A lot of climbing out here. It's kind of straight up. The race started at around 1,000 meters, 3,300 feet in elevation. And out here, you're going to peak out over 5,000 feet. Actually, this is really good. I can use it here. So when we started, we're actually at 3,500 feet in elevation. That's Airdrie. And as you climb all the way out west, you can see there's a pin right now. Actually, on the screen, you can see where that KH is popping up and down right now. That's basically the high point of the race right there. And at that point, you're at 5,200 feet. So they've climbed, well, not total elevation gain, but just from where they started to here. What is that? 1,800 feet, but there's been a lot of ups and downs in between. So there's a ton of climbing at this event. Ton of climbing. So Robin's out front there. Here's Andy. Andy is from Fernie, BC. Cruising along right now. Says he's cruising just 6.6 miles an hour at this point. If that's Andy there. Gonna go back to RC for a second. Moving at 13 miles an hour here. I'm not even sure if Andy is moving here. Let's have a quick peek at this. We're just going to let it refresh and see if we get any data coming from his GPS there. Just want to see. Just the speed I'm seeing here, I think it would have been higher there where he's at. Unless, it looks like it's mostly downhill there, but maybe there's a little flat section through there. This area out here is kind of like, it's big for hunting, camping. It's like a big, they call it the Forestry Trunk Road. You can see it on the map here. But this general area is all commonly referred to as Wyprus. Here, I'm going to go back to this one. What I'll do is I'll show you here. Here's the benchlands. There's Wyprus Village right there. So which road are they on? I got to figure that out. Here we go. They're going to be on this road over here. This number 40. South Ghost Provincial Recreation Area. Here's the Wyprus Creek ATV staging area. People pack up their gear, their trailers, their ATVs, and they head out here and just get after it. Just in case you're wondering, what are these? Why are these weird things out here? These are drilling sites. These are well sites. So there would have been one access road, and they have short little leases coming off it. Quite a few of them out here. So they're following that 40 road all the way, and if you watch carefully here, that 40 road, do they cut across here? Eventually works its way back around to Water Valley, which I'm trying to find right now. Bergen, Elkton. Where is Water Valley? Let's go to Water Valley, folks. We'll have a better look at it here. Water Valley, Alberta. Boom, I was close. So you can see, this is what I'm talking about. There's these little acreages going up here. Farmers sell off the land, and then they put in a bunch of these kind of goofy acreages, like 1.5, 2 acres. There's nothing you can do on these, really. Ugh. And here's the home of the Water Valley Saloon, folks. There you go. That's what she looks like right there. It still looks just like that. So they would have came right down here. This is the town of Water Valley. That's it. So basically, there's a gas station here at 2 pumps. There's a hardware store, the Water Valley Saloon. There is a community hall here. There was a market going on today. A couple of hockey rinks here. There is a library. There's a school. There is a few new buildings. There's more and more people coming out here. You can see now all these little developments starting. I'm not a huge fan of it. Okay, let's get back to the race though. RC. Oh, take a look at this, folks. Michael Reed has just been updated here, and looks like he's just came past Andy. So Michael, when I saw him earlier today, 25 years old. He's from Revie. That's what we call it, Revie around here, folks. Revelstoke, BC, Canada. Beautiful place, right out in the mountains of BC there. And he was in third place riding. Had a nice little fun little chat with him on the ride there, so that was really cool. I'm going to bounce back to Andy here. Current speed's the same, has not moved. So I got to think that Andy's taking a little break here. Maybe adjusting some gear. Maybe this is a good stop for him. Maybe grab a snooze. I mean, you got to realize too here, this race has been active for 7 hours already. So they're already 7 hours into their ride. I mean, I'd be absolutely exhausted at this point. So let's just take a look. Yeah, Robin's flying. Robin is absolutely flying here. So my plan is I'm going to keep going through this. I'm back at home right now. Groceries are in the house. Chores are done. Tomorrow is our Easter supper. We're doing it tomorrow. Thankfully, I don't have to make the turkey. Granny herself is bringing the turkey out. But we got some stuff to make here. I'm going to be heading back out onto the trail to catch these riders. So if I'm looking at it here, hey, if anyone ever sees this, people I met this morning, no one else is going to know who I am. Let's have a look where we can catch them. They do come right back through Airdrie. They come back through Airdrie, so they started at the pond, the Nose Creek Pond here. They come right back in, and they go by the pond again. You know what? There's a really good parking lot here. I think that might be a spot where I go by later today and try to meet up with them. One, there's lots of facilities here, you know, food, coffee, gas, and all that stuff. And then it looks like they head out of town. I'm trying to figure where they're crossing here. Oh, I know where they're crossing. This is an underpass I used to go under every day driving to and from work when I wasn't employed. Then they're going to head out by the old high school. Oh, they head north. I'm not sure if they take this one or they take that one out. Remember what I was saying, Aggo? It's kind of like, best I can describe it is like a really squished figure eight. And then they head out into the country. I'm going to have to check the route itself. Which way... So obviously here, they're going to ride this path twice. That's why it's doubled up here. Looks like what I'm seeing... Let me figure this out. If they go out that way. Yeah, this is going to take a little while to figure out where they're going. Actually, I think they go through Irricana first. Pretty sure. When I looked at the ride with GPS, the route sheet. Yeah, they're going to go through Irricana first. There's some really cool stuff out here, like old abandoned towns. Names that I've never even seen before. One of the coolest spots to go to. This is really interesting here. You can see all the erosional systems here. The Red Deer River. I think they go down through Dorothy. No, sorry, Wayne. Here's the town of Wayne. They go through Wayne. There's an old saloon there called the Last Chance Saloon. There's I think there's 13 bridges that cross over to get to Wayne. They ride through this valley system here. This is the land of dinosaurs right here, folks. The Royal Tyrrell Museum. Wow, it's somewhere up here. I think it might be in this area. But yeah, I mean, North Dinosaur Trail. Oh yeah, make sure you go see the dinosaur if you ever come out here. I think it's the world's tallest, biggest dinosaurs right here. But for some reason, the Drumheller Chamber of Commerce has decided it needs to come down. I guess it needs too much maintenance. So yeah, we're gonna be figuring that out. Like, I mean, how far is Robin to Airdrie? I don't know. So Robin is currently 103 miles in, so he's about 170 kilometers in at this point. Just from looking at this, he's 70 or 80 Ks from Airdrie right now. And I think some of these super hardcore riders are like riding it in one shot. Okay, hang on a second here. Look at the GPS too now. Andy, back moving. Andy's back moving, and now it shows him back in front of Michael. Both apparently moving, but the GPS did some big jump there. Now, This might have something to do with, I know when I met Michael out on the trail, I said, dude, your GPS is showing that you're still in Airdrie. He's like, oh, really? I said, yeah, dude. I said, but you're fine. Like, I didn't want to. Sometimes I'm like, dude, I wasn't sure if you were late for the race. When I was sitting in Crossfield, I'm like, is this guy late to the start? I couldn't figure out what was going on. And so then I met him, talked with him. Basically, his phone or whatever it is only pushing the data so often. So I think that's where you might see some of these things where it's like, well, so-and-so passed so-and-so. His data's updating more frequently. The other guy's is only updating every 30 minutes. So for that 30 minutes, you don't really know where he is. But what's good to see here now, ooh, this is interesting too. It looks like Andy's brought back a little bit of the gap to Robin. Looks like about 7 miles now. It's currently 4.4 miles back to Michael. Moving further on back, we got Cody here. Let's check out Cody. Cody is he's re-nicknamed his town he lives in from Exshite to it's actually Exshaw, Alberta. It's a little town in between Canmore and Banff. They do a lot of quarry work there. I think there's a big limestone plant there, so the whole side of the mountain's kind of blown open. Big limestone deposits. That's what you need to make cement, folks. You don't do that, you don't get cement. But yeah, there's a big scar in the side of the mountain. They're 34 years old, rides a salsa cutthroat here. I wish I knew more about gravel bikes. Now, let's head back a bit more. GD, Jeff Dick here from Canmore. So, local guy pretty much, 32 years old. Looks like he's having a good ride so far. Probably saw him right at the very beginning. And I bumped into people outside of Crossfield. So if I saw you and I forget who you are already, sorry. Here's Dave. I think I met Dave outside of Crossfield. He was riding with someone else. Dave's currently at mile 78, Golden, BC, Canada. Golden, another fantastic part of the world. Like if you are into anything outdoorsy, hiking, skiing, fly fishing, whatever, mountain biking, this is the place to be. All in this interior BC right here. Riding a Salsa Storm Chaser. Bouncing back, here's Dean Anderson. He's got the potato for his avatar here from St. Albert, Alberta, Canada. St. Albert, a little suburb, I guess. It's actually technically its own city, but it's basically jammed into the side of Edmonton on the northwest side. Got to meet Dean for the first time ever today from my car. Even though I've messaged him off and on for the last few years. And here's Saba. I met Saba out there. So she would have been the one at the very beginning. So she's the only lady competitor out there. Had a nice chat with her. She's super happy to be out there. Big smile on her face. So really cool to see her out there. She's currently at mile 74. Wow. This is a huge, huge effort here. The good thing now is, once you get to Michael, Andy, and Robin here, it's generally downhill, but that's not to say there's not a lot of little climbs and stuff in between. Like, you can see some right away. Like, look at this right here. There's going to be some climbing here. You can... I need a better contour map here. Let's go to US Topo. No, I don't like that one. How about my Topo? Yeah, take a look at that one there. You're obviously doing some climbing here. You're going to have to climb up this stuff. Climb, climb, climb. You're going to be climbing all through this. I wish I could have a marker on the map. Oh, I do have a marker on the map. I just saw it. Yeah. So you can see the pin on the map here. Just little bumps. So the pin right now is in this part of the world. Yeah, there's the pin there. And it's showing you the little climbs that they're doing all the way. What about this chunk here? Where's this? Oh, Lock End Lake. I know where that is. They've done a lot of drilling around there, folks. I wonder if I can just tag it like that. Coming back through. Yeah, like look at this here. You can see the contours. We're dropping down into, this looks like Nose Creek, I would imagine. They got to climb right up back out of it. So that's going to put us... No, it doesn't put us there. Where is that? Oh, right there. I just saw it go by. That little blip there. This is when we're going to be going down through the Drumheller Valley right here. Look at the bottom of the screen right now. Like we drop way down there. And what's cool about that is that's where I talked about earlier. That's where you're going to be bouncing back through like 70 million years of history. That's where the dinosaurs are. They're down there. How did we find them? The rivers cut their way down and exposed them to us. It's kind of like the same as the tar sands deposits up at Fort McMurray. The river had cut its way down, and basically the gooey, yucky oil was just kind of like oozing out naturally. They've known about it for a long time. There's places where it's been on fire forever, and now we go chase after it. It's under a little bit of overburden. I think it's only in places 50 to 100 meters deep. So these big, deep river cuts will expose it over time. There's no stopping that. If we never figured out what oil was, it would still be coming out of the ground there. Naturally. The rivers cut their way down and expose it. That's just how it is, folks. So this is really cool. I'm excited to be following this. Everyone's moving along here real nicely. Hey, Chainbreaker Tudens here. Hey, Tuden, good to see you, man. Doing something a little bit different. Happy Easter to you too. I'm going to be following this race all this weekend. I think some of the fast riders, the very, very front end, I think they could be done in like 30 to 36 hours. I'm just ballparking here. And I know at least one rider that's out there right now that's kind of near the front said he's doing it in one big push. And I'm like, what? He goes, I got a bivy bag just in case, but I'm like, oh my God, like that is just nuts. So really cool to see all these people out here. And I'm hoping what this does, I hope this exposes me to these riders. I want to go talk to all of them. I want to catch some of them off their bikes. Maybe they're having a drink. Maybe they're just going to pound some caffeine when they get to Airdrie. That's what I'd be doing. There's very few towns for them to start. There's nothing out here on this stretch right here. There's nothing. After Water Valley, there's nothing. That whole loop there. And that's a long ways. Looking at Robin here, his next place where he can get any supplies will be right here. Back in Airdrie. So back in Airdrie, there's everything you could ever ask for right here. You would have to detour off though. Like I can see where they brought it through town here. Might be hard to find something. Right here, you could cross this bridge if they were smart. There is stuff along here. Like there's stuff you can get to. There's gas stations. There's a Tim Hortons here. Yeah, get to Tim Hortons. Get some coffees and Timbits, folks. There's a Wendy's here for a burger. Smash those burgers. And then once they go into the country at night, nothing will be open. It will be dead. Some of these little towns out here, the gas stations are shut at night. So, yeah, it's going to be a long night, folks. And I'm going to try to take as much of it in as I possibly can. Okay, guys, that's my second update. I guess my second live update. Don't forget, wow, I've been going 38 minutes. Sorry about that. Okay, guys, I'm just going to end the stream. And we'll catch you again real soon.